NICE actually has a series of levels of review. There's the interventional group, the IPG. After that, there's MTEP, which does the health economics evaluation. And then ultimately, it's the procedural guidelines. And if you're in the guidelines, everything's locked and you're there. The interventional procedures group, it really is about level of evidence. And do you have enough evidence, clinical evidence, to show that this works the way it should, that it is safe, and that it doesn't need controls? There are 4 levels of review for the IPG, everywhere from too experimental, don't do it, to need a protocol, to there are special controls, here they are, to you may practice this without, under what they call normal arrangements, no controls. And that's what this was given. So it basically was fully adopted by IPG. The process isn't over. It probably won't be over for years, but we are in. So having passed that, we do have, quote, NICE approval, and that's absolutely a huge game changer in the UK, in that now hospitals within trusts, they say, oh, you have NICE approval, okay, now we can keep talking. Their hospitals are in trusts, basically. A few years ago, they disseminated control to the more local level, economic control, that is. So they have budgets and they figure out how many of what procedure they're going to do that year. So it's socialized, but also disseminated a bit. That's kind of a more or less recent change from central control. So now we're working these local processes all across the UK. But we're able to work them because we have this NICE approval. We are right now initiating the health economics phase of NICE. The health economics are all trust by trust. So even once NICE does their health economic review, the trusts still want to do their own reviews. So in a way, we are on the next level of NICE, but I'm not sure yet what advantage it's going to give us right away. There may be the end result, I believe, will be a blanket, hey, this works health economically in the NHS, which will be the result. And now the question is, how automatic will that make it on the trust level? It's not entirely certain. So we'll see how that works out. The effect so far has been not as impactful as it will be, say, 6 or 8 months from now. With regard to what it's done is, we had a great NICE result. We actually had a poor coding result. So close process, independent of NICE, NICE says, go ahead and do the procedure. And they say, the coding group says, yeah, and here's the code. And the code was inappropriate. They basically coded it like the diagnostic, which gets paid very little. And it was just, it totally untenable, can't work. So we're in the process of applying to recode, and again, there's urologists calling and writing in saying, no, this is what it costs, this is how it all goes. And the coding people are saying, yeah, okay, we understand that wasn't quite right, so now it's going to go through, but it takes a while for that. Once that's in place, it should go pretty well, because the trusts are all ready to do it, and they're doing small numbers right now. They see the health economics, but they need the code in the right spot. So once that's in place, off it goes. It does influence the rest of the world, though. I will say that NICE approval influences the US. So I've been with a number of payers. That's sort of my life these days, going around to payers and having meetings or letter campaigns or whatever it is to educate them as to where this is and what the value is with UroLift. And saying that, hey, NICE has reviewed this, they gave us the highest level of adoption at the IPG level, it does have an influence, because they do know that that's a very small and selective group that get through that process at that level.